How are you?
I'm okay. You?
Can't complain. Who did you lose?
My son. And you?
My son also. I try to visit this place every year.
Oh, it's getting harder. You know, I see my son everywhere. So much so, I had to start over in New York.
I do too, even after all this time. How does it stop? They say time heals all wounds.
Whoever said that's full of shit.
I agree. The scar may fade, the pain never does.
No. It's so green here, so quiet.
Hard to believe this was the battlefield.
So many lives lost. Such a waste.
Forgotten into history.
Fighters,
Patriots.
dedicated,
Driven.
protectors,
Idealists.
musicians,
Soccer players.
always hungry,
Always thirsty.
always tired,
Always busy.
always loud,
Always stubborn.
strong,
Dependable.
brothers,
Uncles.
nephews, sons. Yeah.
I get angry sometimes.
Just sometimes, I want to yell all the time.
I stopped talking to God.
I can't stop talking to God.
Really?
Yes!
What do you talk about?
I tell him to look after my son, tell him I love him, I miss him. God, I miss him.
That's exactly why I can't talk to him. But I can't cry anymore. Maybe I should try again. I see him everywhere. Everything reminds me of him.
Yeah, me too. You know, there's this park where my parents live, and I took him there just once as a kid, and it's like a movie playing in my head, and I see him so clear, and I think I can just reach out and touch him, you know? I can't even go near that park anymore.
It took me a while to stop cooking for my son. I cooked for him for decades. I mean, how do you just stop?
No, and you set that extra plate, you know, an extra chair at the table, and one day I was adding up the math in my head and it didn't make sense, and then it just makes me cry even more.
And it's not a one-off. It's every single day.
Every single day.
I am so grateful for my family. They see me breaking even after all this time, and they pretend they don't notice, and they just carry on.
My family, they give me that extra long hug, you know? Like they just slip it in there. But I feel it. It might as well be an hour-long hug.
I haven't even emptied his room. I'm not strong enough.
Me too. It's my son's time capsule. Time just doesn't work the same there.
Even his clothing, his trophies, his dirty socks, his posters. I can't touch that. It feels like sacrilegious, like it's forbidden.
I caught my husband sleeping in my son's bed. And I completely blew up at him. And he just sat there and he took it. But the thing is, he did nothing wrong. He just misses his boy.
Mine keeps going like nothing happens. Sometimes I hear him crying in the bathroom.
Oh, well, you know, my husband, he won't even talk to me about it. He won't talk to anyone about it. And he doesn't even reach out to friends anymore. You know, he just goes to work, he comes home, he spends time with his kids.
Puts on a show, smiles, cracks jokes, engages, until he's alone with his thoughts.
I try to give my husband a hug and hope that he'll confide in me, but he doesn't. And he gets so angry if we talk about our son.
You know he's not angry with you.
No, I know. It's just my hugs used to cure everything. I just don't know what to do anymore.
They know we love them. They know we're there for them. We can't do any more.
It just sucks.
If my son was alive today, he'd be in his 30s. I wonder what his life would have turned out like.
Oh, he would have turned out great. My son, he would have been in his late 20s. God, how time flies, huh? Did you ever think what your son would have looked like today?
I picture him slightly fat.
Why fat?
That boy never ate. Always something. Girls, parties, girls, school, work, girls. If he just ate a little bit more, then I wouldn't worry so much.
Really? You would worry about him just as much as I would still.
You're probably right. But if he put on a little bit of weight, then I'd know he wasn't starving. I'm just being stupid.
Well, then stupid has enough space for both of us.
Do you still watch TV?
Sometimes. I got to keep up with the craziness of the month.
Always something. I stopped watching TV for a period of time. It seemed everything was what my son used to watch. I was channel surfing one time and I came across that puppet show. I cried so hard, my husband freaked out.
Oh, I know exactly what show you're talking about. My son loved that show. I hated that show.
Me too.
Those puppets, they were so annoying. I would be yelling at my son, change the channel or go to your room, go watch it at a friend's house.
Especially that porcupine-looking creature. I couldn't stand to listen to that thing. And worse, it was my son's favorite puppet.
Mine too. He loved that. Oh my gosh, he'd go all over the house imitating them, you know, and that incredibly annoying sound. Drive me insane.
When I could hear those old sounds again.
Sounds like your son was as goofy as mine.
Oh, that's putting it mildly. So many times I've wondered to myself out loud, did I really give birth to him?
Oh God, I remember one time my son came home so filthy. And I said, where have you been? And without missing a beat, he said, I was playing at the construction site. Like that was a normal occurrence for a little kid, you know? Sometimes the things that came out of his mouth. Unbelievable.
Were we bad parents?
No, it's not like that. Your son sounds like a fantastic person. Do you think they could have been friends?
I know they would have been friends.